Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shagok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at the character of Bell River, one of the 9 original members of Ainz, and at what happened to him. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, and say my thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's start with the topic at hand. Bell River was one of the 9 players who founded Ainz, as in the guild, and just like the other members of Ainz, he believed that the guild would fall apart and break down if someone other than Momonga, that is Ainz, had become the guild master. Therefore, he also wanted to apply together with Momonga, again Ainz, to join another guild, if this had truly been the case. For example, if Nezric had been destroyed from infighting because, for instance, Touch Me had retained his position as the guild master, since Touch Me led the predecessor organization of Ainz, Nine's own goal, and was so consumed by himself and his worldviews that he had a falling out with one of the guild members that was so bad that this guild member left. But luckily, this did not happen and Ainz became guild master. And generally speaking, Bell River was level-headed, and not as eccentric and Shunibu-like as, for example, Ooal, but just like him, Bell River also wanted to try to conquer one of the 9 worlds of Yggdrasil online. So he had a bit of a fun side to him. And that brings us to Bell River's character build. His avatar not only looks like a mixture of Kerberos and pretty much everything that lives in Mohgwyn's palace area, which is already extremely cool, but he also has a hybrid build of a melee fighter and a mage, because he's a magic knight. Unfortunately, we don't know much about his combat skills and abilities, but he likely has some sword-based abilities, simply because of the blood-red blade that he carries with him, and his meat-based body and his many mouths also suggest biting attacks or similar attacks. And maybe one of his skills is also called Bell Rivers of Blood. Perhaps he could also heal HP through melee attacks like Shaltir Bloodfallen thanks to a lance, or regenerate his mana through melee strikes, which would fit well in with his character design and his hybrid build. In addition to this, like Shaltir, who also has a hybrid build of caster and warrior, he could also be able to unleash devastating magic of the 9th tier, like Vermilion Nova. And to return to the main inspiration behind Overlord, Dungeons and Dragons, Bell River had a great resemblance to a creature known as a gibbering mouther. And Bell River was also the group's strategist in the web novel, so he should be pretty smart. And therefore I would also think that his build would exploit many synergy effects, although he won't have a singular focus on one powerful attack like Ooal and his Grand Catastrophe does. And therefore he was also seen as inferior, and had great trouble joining other guilds before he met Touch Me and Nine's own goal. Nevertheless, he was a pretty talented player who utilized his character build very skillfully, similar to how Ainz does this with his role-playing build. And with that said, let's talk about what happened to Bell River in real life, because in our own dystopian world of the year of 2138, large corporations and international consortia actually dominate the planet. The nations of the earth are more or less just a facade. Crime, misery, disease and poverty are the norm, and the earth is completely poisoned. The atmosphere is toxic, the ground is contaminated, and our once blue planet is about as hospitable as Venus. And that's more or less the reason why Bell River perished, because he apparently learned an important secret about the major corporations that rule the world. And to silence him, he was covertly eliminated, and he made Bell River's end look like an accident. However, apparently Bell River was still able to give this information that ultimately would cost him his life to someone else, to a certain someone. And we have no confirmation as to who this certain someone is, but considering that Touch Me is morally uncompromising and has been fascinated by heroes' tales since childhood, and also doesn't let powerful authorities deter him from doing what's right and helping people in need, then it's possible that Belle River's death was not entirely in vain, and Touch Me will now build some kind of resistance against his corporate dictatorship. And we know so much about Touch Me's personality because his NPC, the Butler of Steel Sebastian, has no character description of his very own, and his personality thus comes 100% directly from Touch Me. And Sebas, as you all know, has also disregarded Ainz Ulgon's order in order to help Tuare. And Sebas' loyalty to Ainz is far, far greater than that of Touch Me to any faceless villainous mega corporation. So there's hope for our own world in the year 2138. And this detail, along with the fact that Yggdrasil 9 was simply named after the world tree Yggdrasil, is one of the reasons why I believe that Ainz might still return to his old world, our own world, in the year 2138. Not as his human body waking up from a video game, for he is not in a video game anymore, but as Ainz Ulgon, to exact terrible revenge. And we have already seen that Ainz mobilized due to Sheltier's mind control, and I think therefore we can't even imagine what would happen if he got his hands on the very people who eliminated Belle River. And I think that if wild magic really was the reason why Ainz Ulgon came to the new world, that he was in truth summoned to this new world, this alternative dimension, by the dragon's wild magic, then Ainz Ulgon could potentially return to his old world through wild magic, or rather the world item that are just crystallized wild magic that he possesses. And with that said, now it's your turn. What are your thoughts about Belle River, his character build, and his end? Let me know it down in the comment section. And while you type, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devon Downen, Ding Dong, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Hat, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, Oak Hill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Karakos P, Shangox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Schweinkeeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.